The Aviation Career Symposium, taking place October 5 to 9. This is kind of when I unveil what we're doing. Everything's still tentative because we are still planning the sessions. But what I wanted to do with this workshop is share what we're going to be doing throughout the week. So every day will be filled of activities. It's all going to be virtual. Every day there will be at least one career, specialty panel on a different career. That'll be done through Zoom. That way we can bring everybody into a room, they can talk, and just like we did in the Aviation Career Week, there'll be 2 to 3 speakers who share their journeys, what they're doing now. They'll probably promote their companies, and if there are any job openings at those companies, they'll share them during the call. We'll ask a few questions, and then we'll open it up like we do in these workshops so that we can engage in a conversation. Each will be 1 hour in length. And I'll get to the topics here in a moment. There will also be live interviews. We're doing live interviews with a group called Choose Aerospace. We're doing one with Aviation Magazine. We're doing one with the NBAA. And just recruited, we're doing a candidate spotlight, and he's on today's call. We're going to spotlight Corey so that he can get hired on the spot, hopefully. We're going to be providing live, I'm going to try to do live career tips, taking maybe 5 to 10 minutes, just do a live tip. And then we're going to be doing a daily jsfirm.com minute. It's really going to be 15 minutes where they're going to feature the 5 hot jobs for the day, and then we're going to talk about advice, career planning advice. The workshops will be done through Zoom, as I mentioned. Everything else will be done through Facebook Live, I think Twitter Live, and then YouTube. That way, it doesn't matter what portal you use, channel, what have you, you can come in. I'm using a system, I believe. We're going to use StreamYard, so we can capture chats and all that stuff through Facebook. Everything will be recorded. So students might be in school during those times. And so what we're going to do is record them, and as fast as possible, I'm going to put them up through YouTube, up on our website, so everybody can watch. So for example, if there's a high school in New Jersey and they're having classes, but they want to watch it, we'll air it, we'll record it, put it up so that maybe at lunchtime or at a break, they can watch the workshop or put it into their curriculum somewhere. So that is the plan. And then we will probably do some special one-offs, promote employers, we'll promote sponsors, that sort of thing. But those, the tips, the interviews, and the panels and the minutes are definitely happening every day at specific times. Those times right now are tentatively the jsfirm.com minute at 9 a.m., which is also, these are Pacific Coast. So 9 a.m. is 12 Eastern. The panels at 11 a.m., live interviews at 1, and the career tip videos at 3 o'clock. We'll also be doing a bunch of social media posts throughout the day, hot jobs, career tips, reminders, promotions, that sort of thing. We're going to be hosting 5 career panels at a minimum. If we do more than 5, then I will adjust the times to make it so that we are not stepping on our own toes. Right now, we're looking at aerospace engineering, aircraft maintenance, avionics, military, and pilot. There's a possibility that we add 1 or 2 others. I'm looking to fill an airport or airline operations, and perhaps an FBO session. But right now, these are the 5, and these are the 5 that we've recruited towards. On the right column are all the companies or organizations that are going to be represented on that day through speakers or live interviews. I have 3 slots still available to fill, at least for the existing workshops, so this list on the right will increase. But it's a pretty decent list. We don't want too many because we don't want to flood the scene with too many, because we want to create the synergy between the candidate and the employer or the speaker so that there's good conversation. If we have too many speakers, then it kills the conversation idea. So that's what we have so far. So we're pretty excited on that. And then leading up to the symposium, you've all attended maybe career fairs in person. You maybe have attended a career fair online. Maybe you've done a video interview. Maybe you haven't done any of those, but you've attended our workshops. And you know that from our workshops, we believe in positive first impressions. We believe in good body language, positive body language. We believe in being ready for conversations. We believe in being ready to be asked for a resume. So the next 4 workshops, we're going to be focusing all those items, but given a symposium thrust. So the next workshop we talk about, we're going to talk about, making those connections. And when you make those connections, being prepared. So when you make a connection, they may say, hey, send me a resume, or what's your LinkedIn profile? And if you don't have those things ready, or if they aren't sharp, you've already put yourself behind the gun. So next week, we're going to talk about how you can prepare yourself during the symposium, or during any of these workshops, for when somebody asks, hey, can you send me information, or I'd like to know more about you, or they'll just research you on their own. So these will be tips. The next is to showcase your brand. We talked about it 3-4 weeks ago about your why statement, your elevator pitch. We're going to remind candidates to be prepared so that when there's a conversation, even if it's through chat, that you can share your elevator or your why right there on the spot. Each of the speakers we've recruited has agreed to stay on and have a conversation with candidates, even if it goes beyond the 1-hour snapshot. So those are opportunities. We want you to take full advantage of the symposium, not just for the subject matter, but really for the connection. I mean, we're basically finding a way to bring employers in. We're luring them in to speak, but with the hope that you guys hook them and have a conversation. Sharp video presence, what we can do, again, body language, first impressions, your attire, your cleanliness, your background, things like that. So we'll get into that in that 3rd week. And then the last week, we'll just share tips on putting it all together so that when you're in the symposium, you look sharp. And where this is going to stand out is other students from across the country, across the world, are going to come into these calls. You guys will look sharper. You will look prepared. You'll be as if it's a live networking in person. You'll have your folder with your contact cards and your resumes and all that. You'll look sharp so that they will look at us, you guys, and say, wow, Pathways to Aviation is really doing something about these candidates to get them ready. We are very impressed. We're not just impressed with Pathways, but we're impressed with the candidates. And if Pathways is what we see with Pathways is a reflection of the candidate, then we need to talk to that candidate. So we're gonna bring it all together on that September 30 workshop, and then dive into that October 5 to 9 week.